Welcome to part 2, where I'm recreating the chocolate cake from the book and 1996 film starring Danny DeVito and Mara Wilson. If you haven't seen part 1, go and check that out, where I bake this 3-layer 12-inch cake. The one in the film looks like it's covered in a really glossy, rich ganache, so I decided to make a dark chocolate ganache with equal parts dark chocolate and Flora plant cream. Dark chocolate for me is better because I'm making this cake dairy-free. You can of course use milk if you prefer that, although the cake in the film does look like it's covered in dark chocolate. This dark Savors chocolate from Morrison's is milk-free. I just melt these together. This was 730 grams of double cream and the same amount of chocolate, so almost 1.5 kilograms of dark chocolate ganache, and I added some glucose to make it extra glossy. I used Flora plant butter and double the amount of icing sugar to make some chocolate buttercream. I also added some cocoa powder. This was around 900 grams of chocolate buttercream in total. I smoothed the buttercream on between each layer, so there was 3 layers of sponge and 2 layers of chocolate buttercream, and then I decided to put it in the fridge just to firm up before I added the chocolate ganache. Once it had been in the fridge for around half an hour, I got the chocolate ganache. Now this ganache was quite runny when I made it, so I just left it at room temperature for a couple of hours and it firmed up. Or you can speed this process up by putting it in the fridge. This ganache is so glossy and smooth, and I tried to pile it on and cover the entire cake in a really thick layer of it. I tried to keep it as similar as I could to the one in the film. And the great thing about this cake in the film is that it's quite rough and ready looking. It's not perfect. There's different markings on the outside and it's quite rustic. So I just used my palette knife to try and make it as similar as I could to the Trunchbull's, and I had to get my bathroom scales out to weigh it. What do you think this cake weighed? I was quite surprised. Let me know in the comments what your guesses are and I will let you know if you're right. This was so hard to cut. I had to use the biggest knife I had in the kitchen drawer, and even that wasn't big enough. And it was so chocolatey and delicious. It was so nice, but I couldn't even begin to imagine eating more than a little bit of it. Poor Bruce. This cake wasn't for a customer, so I just handed it out to family, friends and neighbours. So it didn't go to waste, and my daughter absolutely loves chocolate cake. What do you think? Would you give this a go? I was really pleased with how it turned out. I feel like it was quite similar to the film.